Hey guys, welcome back to Deeb's TCG. I'm a Sprigatito.
Onion.
And I'm Tort Recklib.
Port Recklib. Welcome back to Deeb's TCG. My name is Devin. Who's this guy?
I'm Dylan.
And I'm Phil. That was
That's
slick.
insane.
Boys.
That was pretty slick. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Today, we're taking a look at Worlds 2024.
Crazy.
The latest installment of Worlds. We're doing predictions, right, guys? What are we predicting?
I'm predicting that Shrouded Fable is going to be legal for play midnight of day one.
Crazy.
I know. It's crazy.
That
but
could be.
yeah.
That could be.
Not a
I'm
good-
a little suspect.
Very interesting timing for them to release a set. Essentially,
is.
the day that Worlds comes, the day that Worlds starts. I guess they release it 2 weeks, but you know.
Even then, it's not a lot of time to get your Pheasantipity EXs. So
That is
hope you
true.
did that if you're going there.
Especially with the delayed ETBs and stuff, but
Yeah, that's.
I feel like if
extra
you have
bad.
the money to go to Worlds, you'll find
You have
it.
$20 for a Pheasantipity. Anyways,
That is a
we're gonna
lot
be
of dollars.
looking. We're gonna start off here, just taking a look at Shrouded Fable, since it's gonna be the newest set.
Yeah.
Let's get
Yeah.
some
So I guess
key
we'll take
cards
it-
going.
Yeah.
So, what are we thinking? Do we just go from the best cards to the worst cards here, or do we just go through it in a list?
I mean,
List
let's.
it.
Yeah.
List. Okay. I feel like this is the first one I want to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah.
United Wings, of course, has existed for like a year almost now.
Watch our video
and
on
it's- Yeah, feel free. It's recent, not old. It's got this in it, actually. Anyways,
Mhm.
it's been around for a while, and it's kind of always been lackluster because I don't think it's ever even had as many attackers as Mad Party did, and Mad Party's not good. So there's a new one. You're going to be doing more damage. It's still not very good, going to be honest with you. But I like birds.
Birds is nice. It's just I just am so sad, and I don't know how they'd fix this, but like Night March comes out and it's like you're hitting two prizes that are like 170, 180, and then now it's like United Wings has the same amount of dudes, does the same amount of damage, no battle compressor, and also good luck, you have to hit 330. Like,
Yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
unfortunate, to be honest, when you think
Yeah.
about even Mad Party was better and it still wasn't very good. So
But it's like
Yeah.
I feel bad because it's like if they go up to 30x, like that feels like too much, you know?
yeah, that's too big. Well, they could have just cut maybe 2 birds or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, like higher.
They could have
damage
just
weapon.
slimmed the birds, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we're stuck in 20 times forever in terms of this
Yeah.
attack from the discard type thing with United Wings, Mad Party, Night March. We're never hitting that high
One-
again. Rest in peace, Night March Bros.
Yeah. One thing I
but-
will say. One thing I will say about the addition of Dartrix and just United Wings in general is it's kind of getting to be a better meta call every time, right? Because Dartrix now hits weakness on Zard, which is
Indeed.
kind of huge, right? And Murkrow already hit on Gardevoir, so that's like 2 of your biggest archetypes that are gonna be at Worlds, kind of out of the way there, at least in
true.
terms of hitting weakness. And yeah, so you with those matchups, you don't necessarily have to do the full thing. It's just when you hit other things that it's like, okay,
Yeah,
now we have a
niche
problem.
things or
Yeah.
things you can
Yeah.
hit weakness on.
Yeah.
But so
Also, Dragapult just eats this deck alive, dude.
Oh yeah,
That's
100%.
not
Yeah.
good. That's bad matchup.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
considering how relevant Reggie Drago is currently. I imagine will continue to be. It's funny the arc that Reggie Drago has had. Anyways,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it for United Wings. I mean, I don't know if it's the best call, but it's an option.
If you only hit Zards, fantastic.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. What do we think about this?
Archie's
Probably-
Toys is back, baby. Not really, but it's
Not really.
Um,
No.
It's a really interesting attack that I think at some point it will actually have a chance to flourish, but I don't know if that's going to be Worlds necessarily.
Yeah, maybe not.
I think it needs more pieces for sure. But what I am excited about is Skyfield's coming back in September.
This is
And
true.
This is going to be, I think, really cool. We'll find some really cool combos with that and have some hilarious benches.
Indeed.
We might see it far down the line in terms of worlds. I don't think we'll see it placed particularly well, but we might see it down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah. You never know.
The other thing, this is the other thing too, is like this is the last worlds that is doing championship point threshold too. And if you harken back to the Burbank City Facebook group and one of the first worlds, not the first, it was like Sun and Moon era worlds, somebody showed up with a theme deck and like played it unsleeved. They did what I did on Pokemon Day.
Sick.
And they they posted about it. They had a great time, but I feel like this is one of the last worlds decks like that are going to be kind of prevalent in day one versus moving to like top 125 NA next year. It's going to be like everyone there is going to be like sweating, which is great because it's world. I personally think it should be that way, but I just wanted to point out that like this might be the last worlds where we're going to see very, very rogue decks on day one. That might be a hilariously wrong take in a couple of years, but who knows?
You never know.
True.
And I mean, this is kind of just an aside, but the overall like internet connectivity in terms of Pokemon, I feel like it really takes away sometimes from some of the funniest things I've ever seen. Like Mega Audino, you know?
Yeah.
How many people were thinking about that? No one, because it wasn't nearly as, all the time. Everybody's got lists all the time.
Yeah.
I basically had to. I remember I had to look at like just tournament results, like just major tournament results. I couldn't just go look at a tournament that happened 2 days ago. But
dude, you had to wait till someone wrote like a 6 prizes article.
Pretty much.
Like, yeah.
Okay, this is a big one. We got Dusclops, Dusk Noir. I'll just go on the Dusclops for now.
Yeah.
Obviously, kind of nutty. Doesn't seem busted on the offset, but when you think about Charizard, this is obviously like the main thing that's going to be playing it. Is the Zard, maybe the Lost Box. Who knows? Maybe something is funny. I'd like if something funny happened.
There's a huge advantage to this too that I don't think enough people have been talking about in like TCG multimedia discussions, and that is, if you get two like Duskulls out on your bench, because most Zard lists, especially, are playing like 2/1/1. If you get two Duskull out, dude, on turn one, it's surprisingly easy to set up board wipes with like a rare candy Dusknoir, one Dusclops, yeet active with Zard. It's crazy how much more flexible it makes Charizard, and then there's also the Turbo box, Lost Box.
Turbo box. Is that the one with the Lost City, or is this a different?
Yeah. So like for Lost City, you just start yeeting damage counters around. You get 10 in the Lost Zone turn one.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing ever, dude. I love that so much.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah, the potential for board
though.
wipes with this is kind of immense. It is. I'm confident that there's going to be quite a bit of this at Worlds. So if you're considering going, sucks to suck. I don't know. Deal with it.
Expect it.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. Expect it.
Like one of the coolest mechanics we've had in a while.
It is pretty sick, actually.
Yeah.
It's probably my favorite thing from this. Anyways, Come and Get You.
Yeah.
No.
Dude, real quick, can we talk about that normal Cresselia art too? I just noticed that.
That is good. Is that kawaii?
That is pretty sick, yeah.
That's
sick.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's sorry. One more thing about the Duskull Dusknoir line. Like honestly, I'll just say it. Best art rares in Scarlet Violet so far.
Pretty good.
Dude, the Dusknoir's flipping you off. Like
hold on.
Look at
Oh, he really is. No, he's not really. He's just kind of like
he's just sitting like
he's just off frame like this, and you can't really tell.
he's got a hand on the window. He's like,
Yeah.
It's one of the things where like it's cute, and then you think about the implications of like that situation. You're like, oh, that's actually just creepy as hell. It's like a frost lab.
Exactly.
There's obviously a lot of dark Pokemon in this set. I
Yeah.
don't know which one's most relevant to start here. Do we think?
It's Dippity for sure.
Yeah.
Why did I even ask? Serendipity EX reminding
Really
me
good.
of Oricorio GX.
Yeah.
Anyways, feel free to
The
flip the
purple one.
script when one of your Pokemon gets knocked out and draw some cards. Incredibly relevant in like anything because you're gonna get knocked out.
Yeah.
It's also worth noting too, like this doesn't have to be on the bench during the last turn, like when it gets knocked out. So you can have one prizes on your board, one of them gets knocked out, nest ball it out, and then flip the script, draw the cards. It's
Yep.
Yeah,
It's pretty sick.
super fun.
Probably best tech
Free gift
for,
energy.
Best tech for United Wings for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about these in unison. But I'm gonna
Yeah.
click on this one because it says, "Oh no, you don't."
Monkey.
Monkey.
So, the whole point of these cards, you use Pecharunt to switch in and out with Janine. Monkey Dory prevents you from taking a prize, just another attacker. Same with Okidogi. Seems kind of inconsistent to me. Feel free to watch our video on it right now. Or maybe
I'm sure I feel like we're gonna see like the monkey and teched into things a lot less so than I think we're gonna see this as a deck in Worlds. I think it's probably rogue to say the least, like maybe day one kind of thing, but it's certainly not gonna place. I don't think unless somebody's really been cooking.
Yeah, it's
but really
extremely inconsistent, and I mean the thought of having Big Doggy is quite nice, but in practice, it's kind of
energy cost is really high, and having to use a supporter and an item and your attach from hand just to get it set up, like that's your entire turn. You have no use, like no draw out of that, nothing. So really, I think it's going to be rogue at best, maybe day one. I don't think we're going to see any day two, but I think we're going to see probably each of these cards. For sure, the monkey and Pheasantipity teched into a lot of things.
I definitely see the Pecharunt, to be honest with you.
Oh, the
in a lot of
it wins you stall in Zard.
100%.
Yeah,
and in things like Ancient Box or Roaring Moon itself. Roaring Moon isn't as relevant like Roaring Moon EX, but Ancient Box is actually like I have seen some Bean Weenie, which is kind of I mean surprises me, but being able to switch is quite nice in any sort of matchup where you can't a la stall, as Phil said. So,
also, like, anything that just kind of crumbles to stall is gonna really enjoy Pecharunt.
Yeah,
as long as you have a dark Pokemon.
Yeah, that's the key. Pecharunt in Ancient Box as well is worth noting. Like you're gonna be on like your opponent's gonna have 5 prizes taken a lot and like 300 for 2 dark. I like that trade. That's a pretty good trade.
It isn't a bad attacker when you're in the end game and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It feels like it's missing stuff, even though it has like incredible support engines and everything. It's weird.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Kyurem.
Oh boy.
We're moving on. Kind of whatever alone. Kind of really good in Drago.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, like obviously, there's always going to be Lost Box, so you could consider teching it.
Yeah.
But Reggie Drago is definitely the one that takes the biggest advantage of this card.
Yeah.
Trifrost is just kind of busted, to be honest. Excuse me.
I think people are getting this out of their systems with like testing and things, but like when Shrouded Fable first dropped, and I was like bumming around on TCG Live, like literally on lunch break at work, I was like, "Oh, sick Drago matchup! I don't need Manaphy on the bench." I was
Yeah.
playing Zard.
Now you do.
Just see ya.
Yeah, if you didn't have a Mana Fiend and you're playing Zard, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah.
Bye bench. If I remember, I'll put the picture on screen that I'm thinking of. Basically, Kyurem's really good in Drago and kind of a choice anywhere else.
Yeah.
Going over not supporters, but trainers in general. Academy at Night. We'll keep these ones brief, unless they're super relevant. But Academy at Night.
Moderator?
Yeah, that's facts. Miraidon, kind of good. You're always going to have at least one energy. And I've been seeing it in a lot of weird things. If anybody goes to Worlds and plays Meg Cargo, and I will kiss you.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyways, great in Meg Cargo.
Yeah.
If you watched our previous video about the United Wings, it did play this card as well, so that when you're discarding, because obviously United Wings you have to discard a ton, you can always just put a card you don't want to discard on top, discard your hand, that kind of thing. And you'll always have it.
Save some stuff. Save that ace spec.
Binding Mochi is super specific for all those dark Pokemon, poison Pokemon.
Cool.
Just more damage. We love doing damage. Love doing damage.
Yep.
I don't actually remember what this card does. Someone fill me in. I could read it.
You can use this card only when it's the last card in your hand. But yeah, you just empty your hand and then search your deck for 2 cards. 2 of whatever. It's Starbirth
like,
if you can't.
Kind of reminds me of
an
like
empty hand.
Peony.
Yeah, a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
Peony
I feel like you need a
hard to
pretty
play.
tailored deck for something like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough to make that one work. Chorus is
This one's not bad. This one's not bad.
Yeah.
Stadium and Energy, probably especially more relevant in the future when every deck needs big stadium.
I'm so
Stadium
excited
stocks.
for Dude, where are they? Hold on, dude. Come September, I'm ready. Come September, dude. I'm already testing.
You're telling me, man.
Dude.
Watch out in the next coming weeks. We'll have a preview showdown for that as well. Maybe 2. Don't quote me on that, or don't act like I'm promising anything. But
We are historically bad at retaining
we
those.
Maybe we could get Reed in on one. Somehow I doubt it, but you never know.
For Stadium.
That's the one.
Saying.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Yeah.
But since we're talking about Worlds, it's like alright.
Not great this set, but next set, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Best A spec. Best A spec. Come on, everybody, say it in unison. Best A
Cloth
spec.
stocks winning.
Best A spec.
Cloth stocks on the up and up.
I'm not talking about that card.
They really do not want to reprint. No,
It's like they could have reprinted Hypno Laser and it would have been like fine. I don't know. Like as an A spec, I feel like it would honestly be nerfed enough at that point. I don't know what this is. I don't even want to talk
turned
about
and
it.
confused, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess.
Whoa.
Yeah. Brute Bonnet with it. You get the cloth
you
going.
have like
but-
one deck that's going to play this A spec, and it's not
Pretty
anything
much,
that's
yeah.
going to be doing well. So this
I
card's
think-
good though.
It is. It is.
Anyways, I'll cut you off, Phil. Finish what you're saying.
No worries. We did. I forgot. We totally skipped over it, but there is. Actually, we didn't skip over it because it's not legal for Worlds. But there is the
right,
baby
I know what
pepper
you're
round. Yeah, that stacks the damage counters. I wonder if they were just like, no, if we get rid of one more combo piece, it's too close to like overeager Sableye, like turn 1 shenanigan type thing, Tyro Donk.
Yeah, the donk potential is high, but that would be funny. So I'm kind of sad.
It would be really funny, but I think they probably sat there and were like, okay, let's just make them at least get the tool onto the brew bonnet. Maybe that balance it out.
Put in a little work. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's not even that great of an archetype. If you go second, you lose. So we got Janine's Secret Art, hilariously good energy acceleration for a couple different archetypes, actually. The most obvious one is going to be Dark Box, but then you get like Ancient Box, you get Moon, basically anything with a Roaring Moon in it, actually.
True.
Yeah.
It's like really good, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like questionably good. So if you're playing Dark, consider that. Neutralization Zone. One of the first tournaments that Shrouded Fable was in, this was the newest card that a Gardevoir list played. It was only this, no other new cards, so kind of interesting. But it doesn't seem that good to me, if I can be honest.
Oh, I disagree. I think it's...
yeah, but it's a stadium.
Yeah, but even if it buys you that one turn, dog, like that's all you need, right?
Yeah,
that's fair. So,
yeah.
If with nobody plays stadium bumps anymore. Path to the Peak is so last format, dude.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah.
Night Stretcher.
Ordering 12 of these was a pain.
That's a good card. This one is.
Yeah.
Pokemon are basically energy card from your discard pile. Kind of nuts.
Yeah. I think
Kinda
Blanket,
bonkers.
the card that's going to be the most used. In
this is like a rescue stretcher type beat. It's always the
what are your
stretchers,
face up
man.
now?
Yeah, I would get them
Yeah.
sooner. Maybe get it when you want to. But if you're going to Worlds, you probably want to.
Yeah.
Oh my god, guys, this is the best A-Spec!
Togekiss stocks.
You
Anyway,
can't
Hourglass.
even Pokestop it, dude.
It's so bad. Oops, I went too far. It's so bad. It's not even funny.
Yeah. Also, Power Glass is like also just as terrible, I think.
It's not that good.
Yeah, it's not
This
good.
card could see play. I mean, if you're gonna see the Worlds, it's gonna be in a stall type deck, Methonks. I've already been seeing it in stall varieties and bird control varieties as well. So
I think it's interesting too, though, because like as much as stall plays it, it's also, if you think about it, it's very anti-stall.
that's true.
Spiritomb shuts down the Rotom. They can't get massive hand sizes. Well, what if you just don't run the Spiritomb and actually just discard their hand instead? You know?
Yeah, just 1-0
Yeah.
pummeled.
Yeah.
So that's mostly Shrouded Fable. Here's a nice Monkey Dory if you are playing
No,
Gardevoir.
dude, pull up the Beware. Pull up the Beware. Pull up
Okay,
the.
here's a nice
dude.
Beware.
These artworks are fire. This set, dude.
Yeah, for some reason they really cooked with this.
Jeez.
I like this one because he looks like he's really contemplating.
Yeah. People are saying that's Giovanni's apartment, like from the 151 SIR.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. I don't see Giovanni in the probably.
Well, that's this set, so we're just going to move on briefly. We'll talk about the recent tournament of Doom. Playing in Worlds format, so we can kind of get a gist that stall will be at least somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is what I was talking about with that ancient box.
Yeah.
Second place on day one. It's playing that Petra run.
Yeah.
Playing that Night Stretcher. Just two good cards.
First place was weird.
Yeah, there is going to be... I'm kind of hoping there's more stuff like this, too, at Worlds.
I
Weird
still
stuff.
don't understand what's going on with this list.
I don't know if I do either.
You just kind of bing bing, and then this weirder comes in. You kind of got some backup.
Sorry, can you open the weirder? Like I need to reread.
It lets you, when you bench it, you can put it in the active and move the energy to it.
Oh, okay.
So you stack the ogre pawns, move it in the active. It's doing 40 per. So
Yeah.
I don't know how you get to that point, but you know. So this is day
really
one.
weird.
So obviously not finals, but you can kind of get a gist for what day one of Worlds might look like.
Yeah.
Not as much of a Zard showing as I would have expected, but the Drago's there, Gardevoir's there, Stall is there.
Yeah, and
all your favorites.
Yeah, I think that's why Zard kind of underperformed too. Like I think like Stall is a really good pick right now. Just
This
based
is
off
true.
of, like what's
To be
dominating.
honest,
Yeah.
it's really quite good. If we move on to day two, you can kind of see a little better of what really makes the cut here. And surprisingly, at least to me, it's Lugia. But
there's a lot of Lugia. I'm really surprised about it.
Also, back with the weird hair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
like
how many? Can we really quickly take a look at how many of these lists are running the rats versus not? So
Okay,
what-
well that
first
one
place
did.
is-
That one did. That one did. Oh, what? That one did.
so yeah, 4 out of 4 in top 8. That's
That
crazy.
one did. All of them.
yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much
So-
all of them.
Literally
It's
all of them,
interesting.
actually.
like my
I do quite
understanding.
like them.
Yeah,
Yeah, we just like the
my understanding was that like people were gravitating, and I have actually never played a game of Lugia in my. I, but my
haven't
understanding
since
is people
Silver
were
Tempest
gravitating
came
kind
out.
of towards the big basics list.
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking too, or
Yeah.
at least what I was hearing. But I guess not. Rats is
Yeah.
meta.
Yeah,
Obviously.
I mean, it's a really good attack. It's,
I really like rats. I really think that like hitting the numbers that rats can hit, especially like with what is currently doing well,
yeah,
is
They're-
huge.
there's a lot of big basic 2-prizers, so it kind of works
Yeah.
out quite nicely.
yeah.
Also, zero prize rat is crazy.
It is
Oh, I
really
didn't even
funny.
think about zero prize rat. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
There's a lot of raging bolts with the ogre pawn, horse
Yeah.
pheasantipity.
yeah.
I kind of thought it was going out of fashion. I guess I was wrong, ish.
Yeah,
Drago.
Let's take a look at this.
I'm
Drago.
glad it's sticking around because it's like honestly, Raging Bolt is like the only deck in the format that I'm having fun playing right now.
It's a
Fair.
pretty fun deck. I love
Yeah.
Blacephalon.
yeah,
Not the same card, but I like Blacephalon.
It's
So
the
I
same-
kind of
yeah,
by
they're both-
proxy like, you get it.
yeah,
As we mentioned earlier, Qrem being played in the Drago for sure. You would be
Yeah.
fool not to, I believe.
the Radiant
Also
Gardevoir is
Pheasantipede.
wild.
This is an interesting choice, to be honest
Yeah.
with you.
That's
Yeah.
it's
mostly
purely
'cause-
just for mirror, right?
I guess so.
Lugia numbers are good too,
I
at least on the basic.
That's true, actually. I kind of forgot Lugia. Sometimes I
Yeah.
forget that there's, like, a fair amount of Vs still in format,
Yeah, yeah.
but there is. Let's take a look at this Gardevoir list, because this is what I'm really interested in, to be honest. It's the
Yeah.
same.
It's
Nothing has changed.
Pretty- They didn't even change the A spec, dude.
Nope, this is the same
Any-
list.
They didn't even.
Pretty
put,
sure
like, a
this is
deck
my
in
list that I'm playing right now. To
there.
be honest.
Yeah,
All right. Good to know. If you're playing Gardevoir, nothing has changed, so you can continue to play the deck you're already good at.
yeah.
Quad
But yeah.
Thorns at what place is that? Top 16?
13th. Yeah.
That is really funny. They are playing
Dude.
Yeah, it
Chorus, so you gotta get Lost City.
So good.
I guess you can search for the double turbo as well, which is kind of nice because I feel
Yeah.
like I remember editing your Quad Thorns video and you just couldn't get an energy to save your life.
Yeah, that sounds right
So-
for this deck.
Chorus maybe alleviates some of that pain. Interesting that
Yeah.
it continues to play more Chorus.
Interesting. And 4 gear, too.
Well, I mean, how many support? Half the deck is supporters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which begs the question, why do you need it? But
Turbo Energize as well.
indeed. Getting 13th, so it's pretty good for a Quad Thorns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can kind of get a gist. It's really, I feel like it's going to be a lot of Drago, Lugia, Bolt, Gardevoir, and Stall.
Yeah.
Those are my
Yeah.
5 picks for winning, probably.
One thing I do want to note about this tournament is that the Zard lists that are in top 16 are a little funky. Maybe not what I'd expect.
Got the Chi-Yu.
Why is there a Chi-Yu in it?
Yeah.
Why is there?
The other one is not super, probably, I don't know, anti-stall.
That's super interesting.
This one does not have the Chi-Yu. Obviously playing the 2
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dusk and the
Yeah.
Dusk Noir line. Dusk Noir line we were talking about.
Yeah. Petulant, though, instead of Pheasantipede is an interesting choice.
Yeah.
But like Phil said, that can
Yeah.
really fix that stall matchup for you. Although,
That's probably
Yeah.
why one of the higher placing Zards, to be honest. Again, like you look at that
Yeah.
day one meta, and it's like, oh,
Yeah,
This is bird stall for sure.
yeah,
Playing the
that's a big
Luxray
list. Holy.
EX.
yeah.
Yeah,
How many
it's-
rows of limitless image generator? 5 rows. That's
Basically a
What up?
GLC deck.
That's what I was about to say.
What's
So-
the A-spec? Sorry, the goggles are in front of them for me.
Oh, apologies.
Neo
Upper.
upper.
Yeah, that makes sense for the Luxray.
It is 250 damage, so attacking option plus obviously the piercing gaze. So
Piercing glaze.
piercing glaze.
You're
Yep.
rocking up the Tim Hortons in the morning. The heartburn strikes.
Facts. Piercing
Yeah.
glaze. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, there's at least this is maybe how many different decks were there at last year's Worlds? Because I feel like this is probably more diverse.
Yeah,
A little bit, yeah.
I'm gonna maybe pull you guys here. Do you think this is at all gonna be indicative of what we see at Worlds? Because like theoretically, tournament, same kind of structure, same format. Is this gonna be kind of the same thing, or are we looking at like a red herring here? Is this gonna be totally not what it is?
I think so. It harkens back to our discussion about like how the game is, and like the information sharing that exists online now. And
Yeah.
I do think it's indicative of what we're gonna see at Worlds, but it's not gonna be indicative in the sense of like copy paste. I think it's this is a very large and very legitimate tournament. Like for anyone that does like late night events, just in general, not specifically late night events, the events. I'm just talking limitless tournaments online. Like Doom tournaments are like the biggest ones in the game. Yeah, 321 on day one, if I'm reading that right. Yeah, crazy. And
The
like
fact that there's even a day 2 at all, or an online
yeah.
event. That's
and like
just
there's big names in there. Like Cyrus Davis is playing with that in this tournament.
big names.
yeah.
CEO
Yeah.
of Snorlax, baby.
Exactly,
Playing
dude.
Thorns.
CEO.
Thorns.
But anyways, I think you need to put stock in these tournaments, but I don't think they're necessarily you can like look at them and be like, okay, there is going to be a lot of Lugia in cut at Worlds. I think it's going to evolve off of this, and people are going to be factoring it into like their spreadsheets and stuff and using it for their matchup predictions or meta share predictions. But we can kind of look at it as more so like a regional before an IC kind of thing. Or sorry, a regional before a bigger regional, because ICs always our format changes, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You can kind of like Phil said, you can see all the decks, and I'm fairly confident we're gonna see everything here. The specific text, the specific, inclusions or exclusions that top players will make for these decks is going to be a lot different than what we will see here. These lists might start off as a base, but who knows? Maybe Lugia will cut the weird ear, or maybe add another one, or maybe play a different ace spec because why not? I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're gonna be seeing a Lugia, whether or not it's the same list. I think probably not.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, just a general overview for what we think of the world's decks turnouts. We'll just, like we were saying, these are all the decks from past format. But you'll probably see all these with different things. I hope Golden Go wins, because that would be the funniest thing ever. Or make Cargo.
Night Cargo.
Who would be the name that plays Goldango?
I don't know. To be honest
Didn't-
with you.
JW Krewall's group played it to NAIC.
Yeah. I think didn't they do like pretty well with it?
Yeah, they all definitely. Yeah, they were all like 128, 64.
Yeah.
I think one of them got top 32. I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Anyways.
this is a while ago now.
We'll be seeing all these decks for sure.
Yeah.
One last little thing we wanted to talk about just our predictions for potentially what they reveal in the closing ceremony, since they usually do reveals for major mechanics of the game. Maybe also where they plan on doing Worlds next year. We already know for 2026, but we don't know for 2025.
Yeah.
So let's start with the closing ceremony. What do you guys think? Last time, just a refresher, A-Specs and Paradox Pokemon. You guys thinking anything funny? They could just go right into a Z to A thing, to be honest.
Yeah, my heart feels. My heart feels that it.
No.
My heart feels that it is too early for them to announce Mega EXs.
Yeah, I don't think so either, but
like I think that's down the line, maybe Worlds 2025. Or
God.
even like
I didn't even realize how that lines up with how there was EXs and Mega EXs. We switched to Vs for a format, and then we come back to EXs, and now Mega EXs are also.
I wonder if they're gonna work like a break,
like from 2 prizers.
Like break Pokemon cards, the gold ones.
Sorry, yeah.
I wonder if that's how they'd work. Like it's like a 4th Evo or a level X.
I would love that, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have not properly played in a format with like level X's or breaks.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Trying. The things that are coming up that we already know about are the Battle Partner set from Japan. So that's going to have partner Pokemon. Potentially they go into something like that. And there's also the Glory of Team Rocket, which I believe comes out after that. So I wonder if they're going to do something with that. Like maybe they bring back Dark Pokemon, that kind of thing.
Yeah. That
Tag team's coming back.
No, we've already debunked that.
It was a mistake. Yeah. It was a mistake. It was a mistranslation. It was a missed input.
Yeah.
I think actually, now that you guys mention it, I'm gonna just lock my prediction in as like Dark Pokemon are coming back, because I think like the hype video you could do for that would be sick.
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat. I did lock it in a while ago, but I know we like literally have Radiant Pokemon right now, but I do kind of think that they might bring back Gold Stars, just because we're leaning so heavily into the EXs and the like golden years of the Pokemon TCG, as a lot of people think, like 06, 07. Yeah, like RSPK. Where Gold Stars were relevant. They had EXs like we do now. And,
I mean, like Shining Pokemon Stellar Pokemon are basically Shining Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
I feel like we get another kind of one-of mechanic of some sort.
That's what I mean, like the Gold Stars.
Yeah, with the Gold Stars or some sort of like Prism-y kind of thing. I wouldn't be surprised if it's something completely new, though. Like really, it feels like we got a couple like from the past things, two in a row, right? Like we got EXs for the Worlds before last, A-Specs for last Worlds, with of course the Paradox Pokemon kind of lumped in there. I feel like we're going something completely new here.
That could be.
Yeah. So I'm thinking a one-of mechanic though.
Yeah.
Just the way I'm like thinking about it, and the way that they've been like they talked about it when EXs were first released or revealed, I should say, like back in 2022, 3, 2. When they first revealed EXs, the game designers themselves were like, we want to make a game where there's always a comeback. We can always come back. So, going into... They're very clearly picking their favorite things. So, I wonder if they just build more on that.
Honestly, props to them, too. I forgot about that quote, and it does feel like we are in a format where that is the case.
Indeed. Like, they're doing a pretty good job. I feel like once Sword and Shield fully rotates...
Yeah. Dude,
maybe
I wonder if the game designers were Sword and Shield. Yeah.
I don't. I've been kind of having a weird nostalgia lately.
Yeah, you guys built like 22 decks already. I mean,
I like Jolteon.
Suicune is sick as hell. Suicune Ludicolo, that's like one of the coolest decks of all time.
Dude, I think about that quote from the game designers where they talk about comeback mechanics, and then I think about them at like TPC headquarters in Japan. They're watching like round 1 or game 1 of NAIC finals this year, and Hedrick coming back from like a 4-prize deficit, and they're all just like, "We did it, boy!"
They all like stand up, start shaking hands.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
Props to them. It
I'm
does like,
excited.
a really good feeling format to play in. I feel like I did just say 20 minutes earlier that I hate playing every deck except Raging Bolt, which I still
but that's
is
just
true.
a symptom of standard. I feel like I don't know.
It's a symptom,
I'm going
being
off.
bad at the game.
I'm going off.
There we go.
Off tangent here a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been thinking about it a lot lately because I haven't been playing a lot of standard.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's just like every standard format. I feel like there's always some problem. It could be the best format ever. I was literally playing in Somewhat. I was there, and I was like, "This sucks. Give me more. I want more." Like, there's formats that do suck. Like when I was playing Silver Tempest Lugia all the time, and everything was Lugia.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Or ADPZ.
ADPZ, but that was fun because, wow. But like, even now, I'm like, wow, it feels kind of stale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It always feels kind of stale. Like once you hit like the month after release of a set, like damn, it's stale already.
Well, I think it's
It's probably just me, to be honest with you. Like right now, but,
I think it's a symptom of like taking the game seriously and testing and like putting thought into the format, and like you're very well aware of like all the flaws in it. Because like exploiting those flaws to an extent is like a large part, I think, in my opinion, of like how you improve at this game is like figuring those out.
That's true.
So like, yeah, as a competitive player and like taking it seriously and it's a natural thing. I totally agree. It wasn't as bad as like the lead up to EUIC last season.
Like I said, there are genuinely bad formats that I've played in, and I've been acknowledged that they're bad. I wonder if I still have it. I posted a story on my Instagram like when I went to Vancouver with Dylan and Rowan way back, and it was like, I'm playing Lugia, and it had a picture of Lugia, and it was like, I hate this deck. Actually, there's a clip. I'll find the clip where I specifically state I hate Lugia, and I was like playing it. Like everybody was playing. Like that kind of format sucks. I acknowledge that this is probably like a pretty good format. I don't know. I'll stop talking about it. It's fun. We got the gist. We got the gist. We're good. Everything's good.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Last
on
thing.
to more. Yeah. On
Last
to. Well, wait. You have a last thing, or this is the last thing?
This is the last thing. Unless there was more.
Kind of. I don't know. There's 1.5 things left.
Okay.
Boys, let's predict the next Worlds location. What do you think it's going to be at?
Hawaii. We've
I
already
got
done it
one.
3 times. Whatever. They'll do it again.
I'm not gonna. I'd be pretty upset if it was Hawaii.
Florida.
One, natural disasters. Probably
Why not?
Dude, the
Arizona?
Hawaii state government was like, "Please do not come here."
Yeah.
What do you guys thinking? Genuinely.
I would. I don't know if like New York is too far fetched, but I was thinking about how kind of sick that would be.
That would be sick. Like,
Could you imagine a jazz-themed Worlds, dude? Like what? Like Nashville? Like, that'd be so sick.
I feel like we're going to Europe.
Europe?
Yeah, that could be. Have they ever
Like,
done
I
that?
feel like-
Europe.
Dog, London.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess. No, sorry, no. That's not Europe. That's not Europe.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we got to go somewhere in Europe. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they did London again, or even France. It feels a little weird following like the Paris Olympics, but I feel like that's something they could do.
Look at all these options we've been to. The States. I have a
Coming back to Canada. Coming back to Canada.
I have a hunch it might be
Dude.
the States again.
Yeah. I thought they were. It seems like they're going to be on the track of. Well, actually, no. There's no discernible pattern for this, but I do
This
like
is
the
only back to
experimentation.
2011.
Yeah. I mean, everything before that was states too.
Yeah.
Very
I
true.
was trying to figure out, like, there's no pattern to it, but they are trying to branch out obviously more. So I think we are going to see a lot more European worlds, which is really cool. I think for like the North American player base, because it's just more excuses to travel.
Yeah.
Also cool for the European player base, because if you live in any of those European countries, it's a pretty short walk to get to.
Yeah. Population
Yeah.
density is
Yeah.
quite a lot higher, so I feel it's a lot easier for a larger amount of people to make it to Worlds when it's in Europe. I wouldn't be surprised if they kept it somewhere like fairly large, like I said, France.
Yeah.
I expect it to be somewhere not super creative,
Yeah.
but
Something with a big name.
yeah.
I mean, we have to keep
Italy.
in mind 2026 has already been confirmed as San Francisco. So,
Yeah.
are they going to do states twice in a row?
Well,
Mm,
it would be states 3 times in a row.
3 times
because
in a row, right? Yes.
Hawaii and then
Like I
whatever.
feel like there's got to
and
be
then-
somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
that's
put it
what I'm.
past them.
Yeah, well, true, but I'm feeling that we have to have something in between those two. Like, although I can see them doing just states, I feel like with them trying to branch out more and having a Worlds in London and having one in Yokohama, they've got to do something a little bit more diverse.
Yeah. I think also too there is merit to be had. I was just thinking about this, but like obviously London 21 or no, it was supposed to be 2020, right? Because I got back into the game during COVID, so I actually don't know this.
2019 was at London, I thought.
There's a giant American flag right there.
I'm so dumb. It was 2022. You're right.
Yeah. So it
I'm
was
so
supposed to be at
stupid.
London at one of the COVID tournaments. I think 2020 it was supposed to be London.
2019
canceled,
was
obviously.
Washington.
Yeah. I wonder if they're switching to a 3-year cycle of North America to not North America, and they just mess it up because COVID.
That could be.
And that
That's
lines
fair.
up with San Francisco 26, and then 27 will be in Europe. Or
Yeah,
Canada, please just put it in Toronto, dude. I don't care.
Toronto, because that's where everybody wants to go. Yeah.
It's a major airport. It's like super easy to get.
You're like the only person who has this great vendetta against Toronto.
Oh no, I hate Toronto too.
Okay,
but
well, there's 2
Yeah.
people who hate Toronto, but I
I
mean,
feel like
it's a
both.
huge area. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's a
It is,
reasonable
like-
pick,
it is.
of the
and there's a
cities
ton
in
of players
Canada-
there already.
Of the cities in Canada that the Pokemon Company would pick, it would be Toronto.
Yeah.
There's no fantasy in my mind that they would pick any other city. Like, even Vancouver's too small, and I don't think they'd do Montreal just for, like, any reason.
Yeah, no, like, there's already so many players there. It's like,
Dude, GTA player base is insane.
It is, yeah.
They even have good American players because like people go to U of T. It's a very attractive university. It's crazy.
Yeah. And it's, like, right in the middle of the population belt of Canada,
Yeah.
and it's really close to New York.
Dude, being a Pokemon player in the Midwest Canada sucks so bad.
Pretty
it's
hard
not
to get
great.
to anything.
Ugh.
Like, we have to take the kind of flight that people take to ICs to get to a regional.
That's crazy, dude.
it's unfortunate.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm kind of in agreement with either a Europe or a state. I don't think there's any chance it's... What if they just, like, pulled out the old Aussie cannon? Just went to...
Yo.
I think that's less likely than Vancouver.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree, but it would be funny if they did that.
It would be.
Yeah, let's take our smallest player base and make everybody else fly on
Yeah.
$2,000 flights.
Also, let's get a bunch of sweaty gamers and put them in the hottest continent on the planet.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. Well,
pretty much.
All right.
Leave a comment. What do you
Yeah. I'll lock mine in for New York. I'll just throw it out there.
I'm thinking Europe, of some variety in Europe, or Florida. To be honest with you, I'm still kind of leaning up Florida.
Actually, yeah. Fuck. Dylan.
I'm locking in Europe. I'm thinking I'm between France and Italy.
Oh, Italy would be hard, dude.
It
Oh,
would go so hard, but
dude,
I feel
that
like
was so
it would be a tough one. I feel for them to announce. Like I feel like probably
I don't know if
unlikely.
that's a real thing that they could do.
Yeah, it feels unlikely, but would go hard as heck.
Yeah.
And I feel like here's the thing: they for the last couple, they have been fairly kind of slightly not where you thought they'd be.
Yeah,
Right?
adventure.
Like
Exotic.
Yokohama specifically, I think of, right? Like weird city to pick.
Long time coming, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, was.
It's like weird and not weird because it's like
Yeah,
there's a lot of logistical things that like hosting a Worlds in Japan came with, but also
Yeah.
it does make the most sense
yeah,
for very obvious reasons.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
that.
Shall we
Was there-
wrap
what
it
was-
with one cold take and one hot take?
Speak it.
I
I
want to go
mean,
first.
We go in a row. Come on, man.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
the
but
hot
first.
take? What's the hot take?
You gotta
I don't wanna
you gotta make
go
a
for-
hot take for Worlds.
We'll say a cold take is something that is like gonna have an 80% chance of happening. A hot take is like 20%.
Oh man, I don't know. A cold take. I can do that.
Yeah.
I think Gardevoir gets second. That maybe is a cold take. And oh man, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna win. That's the problem. Maybe Regidrago. Maybe that's a hot take for it to go first. Is that hot or cold? Is
That
is
feels
mid?
pretty hot.
That's lukewarm.
Pretty, it feels lukewarmish. I feel like
Yeah,
the
well-
world's come around on Regidrago.
I'm going on a Regidrago gets first and a Gardevoir second
Yeah.
because I think that would be
Okay.
the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
And it would make sense with the whole Hiram thing. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe a cold. Okay, we'll start with cold. Cold take. I think Lugia doesn't do well at all. Just
I might-
straight up.
That's
Yeah.
a cold take? I don't know about that. I think that might be a hot
All
take.
right. Well,
actually.
that could be my hot take. Yeah.
Do we
Am I
not just
doing
see
two hot
this?
takes?
Do we like?
Yeah. You know,
I know it's
feel that
online, but
Yeah, I feel that this tournament is not going to be indicative of
Oh, no,
that
I'm agreeing.
specific portion at
there was
all.
still 4 in top 8.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like people really shit on Lugia, so it feels like a cold take.
Yeah, it's a bad deck.
Exactly.
You can keep it as cold as you like.
We're
Okay.
taking it to the bad deck cove thing in Vancouver.
Yeah. Hot take. Ford wins. This is the one.
This is the one.
I hope it for
Solidifying as the
him, to
GOAT.
be honest.
I think
here's-
yeah.
Here's the thing. I feel like specifically.
Oh, but that goes against
Ford
my
has-
takes, bro. He would definitely
Yeah.
be playing Gardevoir.
Oh no, he's playing Zard with Dragapult.
No, he played Guardian Japan.
He was just recently playing Zard with Dragapult.
Wait, like how recent?
I'm thinking
Like-
he's probably gonna play Gardevoir. I just got a hunch.
Like the last thing he had on Twitter. I mean, you could be right, but I feel like
that's the thing. We don't know.
I feel like he's branched out so far from the decks that he'd normally play. Like you remember that wacko Lost Box build he was playing for a little while there?
I mean, the Dragapult thing was kind of also weird. So
That was just him doing New Game Plus. That was like
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I do agree that
Yeah. So
he's gonna win.
yeah. I feel like that's got to be a hot take, just in that I feel like you can't bet on one player to win
yeah, that's true.
Worlds,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's fair.
But and especially toward it feels like Last Worlds was so close, and if there was any he was going to win, it was going to be that one, right? Like think about the events leading up to it. You got some guy Vance who really like oh okay,
He's back.
interesting. I'm back. Maybe
Yeah. Just.
am I
Yes.
okay?
How
Yeah.
about you move around
So-
and give it a test?
Yeah. So, anyways, events leading up, you got toward in finals, right? So immediately, like 50% chance of it happening against Mew. Fairly like known matchup to him. Won it a lot in the road up, and then you've got on the other side of the table Vance Kelly, who really nobody kind of knows much about, right? He doesn't have that long tenured list. Like really, I remember watching Worlds and going, "Who?" Right? And like, no disrespect, great player. He obviously, right?
He doesn't have the allure that like ToD does.
Yeah, he doesn't have that
Tord's got
that
a following.
tenure that towd has, right? Like, how many ICs has towd won, and how many times has he been second at Worlds, right? So it's like, if anyone it felt like he was going to win, it was going to be that one. But so that's what I feel makes this a really hot take this year, is that towd kind of been going on side missions all year, doesn't feel like he's been as focused. But I still think he's got it. I feel like him breaking from that like more structured thing that he's done time and time again, and trying out some wacky stuff and being a little bit more loose with it. I feel like we're gonna see a W from him.
Oh yeah, well I think that's even. I'll piggyback off that, but like, I think him doing the side quest decks is even more a sign of him, like essentially having the format solved.
Yeah.
Which is a mythical thing. I don't know if that actually genuinely exists, but if there's anyone that's close to having this game
Yeah.
solved,
Probably him.
it's towd, right?
When you
Yeah.
think about all the decks that he plays, the wealth of knowledge that he accrues
Yeah.
by going to different formats, like in China, like that kind
Dude,
of
he's
thing.
playing Chilling Rain or Team Up to Chilling Rain.
Yeah, exactly. Like that format
Everywhere.
never even happened. So like
Yeah.
Crazy.
being able to accrue that, like the knowledge, like obviously you have to know a current format, but knowing other formats helps, in my opinion, quite a bit as well. We play a lot of retro, and I feel like when you play like older decks or decks in different format with different rules, you kind of gain a knowledge of like a different way of thinking about something. So
Yeah.
doing these other formats that towd is doing, you're kind of getting, more knowledge.
Yeah.
It's not like he's not playing standard either.
It forces you into a different mindset, right? And
Yeah.
forces you to kind of boil the game down to more of its fundamentals, I think, rather than like going on autopilot. Which is why I will advocate for that. Like, we need a better sealed format. But that's probably a topic for another discussion.
Maybe we'll talk about that in our non-existent podcast next week.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like we might as well just keep going. We pilot episode is done, boys.
Tell us in the comments if you want a Deeps TCG podcast.
Honestly, I'd be down.
He'd be down.
But yeah, my cold take, I'll say that I think someone of a high caliber will say like Cal Connor had a monster season, Azul had a monster season, somebody that like had a ridiculous season, Owen Cameraman. One of them is gonna 8-0, or no, they're just like, I don't even know what the structure is, so I'm not gonna make an actual prediction, but they're gonna have a monster Swiss run, go into cut first seed, and then scrub out in top 8. That's going to be my cold take. And then my hot take is that Meowscarada will make day 2.
Oh, big hot take there.
I think that's way less than 20% chance, but I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, love gatito.
You know what? If there's a chance for it, it's gonna be at this Worlds. This is the largest world.
True.
Yeah.
Would be nuts.
Okay. Any closing thoughts, friends?
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Phil, that was yours
Yeah.
too. Thanks.
Oh, bus.
Nope.
What's the word?
I don't know.
Spubscribe.
Subscribe.
Spubscribe. I love that we're just ending on the B word.
Yeah, I had to bring him back.
Yeah, dude. Such a
POV.
good word.
Yeah. So those are our thoughts for Worlds. This was supposed to be short, but you probably just have this on in the background while you do something else. So. Yeah. Hope you
Pilot
enjoyed.
episode.
Yeah. I mean, if you really do want it, tell us. We'll do it. We'll do it.
Yep.
Look forward to more content from us. We are going to have at least one preview showdown for the next set.
Hopefully more.
Hopefully more. I'm not going to say yes or no.
I'm just saying, I got some
Because-
Terapagos sitting on my desk.
Yeah. Well, you can definitely do it. If you can, dude, you should convince Reed. You guys could do it.
I would.
Understood.
I'll do that.
Nice. Thanks.
talk
So
to
maybe
him on
look
Thursday.
forward to 2. Look forward to some expanded stuff from Dylan in the future. I'm putting you on the spot.
Best format.
You can check
Yeah.
out our last reel I made.
Yeah.
If you want a little sneak peek at that, because we love retro. Not retro,
Seriously, though?
expanded.
If anybody's still here, let me know what you want out of the expanded format in the comments. Like, I really do want to know if you want, like, just as much expanded as I can muster as a person, or if y'all are like, expanded is cool, maybe a video here and there.
Yeah, for sure. This guy loves this guy.
Oh yeah,
He loves
biggest expanded simp. That's me.
Crazy, yeah.
Indeed. Yeah, we have a lot planned, and I guess you'll see. But if you did watch this far, thank you for watching. Greatly appreciated. Everybody say thank you. Come on, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Remember when we like outlined this video and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a nice like 10-minute like quick.
Yeah, I remember that as well, actually.
You ever
Yeah,
just
I
accidentally
did not have my
shoot a
hopes
pilot
up.
for a podcast?
Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you if you did stay this far. It means a lot.
Indeed. Thank you for watching. We will see you in our next video.
Oh, I put my
Come on, Phil. Dude. We had this in the PowerPoint. Bye.
Bye.